Good morning, interwebs. I guess it's been a minute, or more like I think 6-ish plus weeks. So I thought that maybe I should do a little update video. It occurred to me the other day that if you don't follow me on Instagram or on Patreon, that I just disappeared and you didn't know where I went. Well, it was unplanned. I knew that I was not going to be posting this month pretty early on in the month, or I guess I wasn't going to be posting in July, because when you see this it'll basically be August. But I thought I would give you all an update on what happened in my life and where I went. Note, the last time I filmed a video like this, it was a happy and then a sad. So there was like a happy thing and like all the video of that, and then sad stuff. Well, this time I'm going to just front load it with the sad, and then at the end of the video I will put the footage that I took when we went camping in the middle of June, because I had all that together and it's already like kind of edited, because I was going to put that video out the next day before everything happened. So if you just want to see the happy part, it'll be at the end. But if you want to hear it all, then stick around. I don't know how this is all going to go. I don't really have a plan, so I'm just going to talk at you, and I may or may not highly edit it. I don't know. So we'll see if this makes sense, and if I'm all over the place, that's because life is all over the place, and that is how my brain is. We've all been through this before. So, at the beginning of July, well, end of June, I was having enough, like, up and down motivation, mood issues, whatever, but things were, like, on an upswing. I was feeling good. I had a lot of plans. I have, a summer camp that I am putting together for my other channel over on Hook by Happenstance. I know that lots of you watch both. Lots of the vlog people, I think, watch the other channel. Not everybody from the other channel watches the vlog. So, I don't know, maybe you're here because you watch the other channel. If you are, hello, welcome. There's that little subscribe button. Maybe you want to hit that, because there'll be more videos coming this month. So, anyways, I had plans for like the summer thing that I was going to do, and I've been working on the sewing for it because it goes along with the bag line. I am in the process still of transitioning to a new website, which will be launched for you all when I get it to the point where I'm happy with it to do that. It's gone a little slower because of the month that I've had. And so yeah, things were kind of, you know, on an uptrend, right? In life, things were like calming down emotionally and mentally, and like things were all right, right? So chugging along, working on my projects for the fair, doing whatever needs to be done, trying to start getting back into making videos, because like that seems to be a good thing for me a lot. And so I am setting up my tripod on the 2nd of July, and I'm getting all ready to film a video, and I'm going to paint some Patreon postcards, and I'm ready to do my things, and my phone rings. And it was Steve calling to tell me that his dad had been in an accident unexpectedly and died. So that was a very big shock. Obviously, was not expecting that. And so we went into crisis mode, as you do. And I immediately, he came home from work and whatever, and he called me at 11, and we had him on a plane at the airport 3 hours away from us, like 6 hours later. So turnaround was quick to get him to California, so that he could be with his mom. So he went, and he was doing that for a few days while we organized things over here and figured out what needed to be done and when things were going to happen. And the kids and I took a train trip to California so that we could go and, you know, be with our family and everything. So we were there, but we needed to get back here, or it would be nice if we get back here in time to do all of the fair stuff, because my daughter had put a lot of effort into 4-H stuff, and, you know, her grandparents didn't want her to not do those things because of the funeral and stuff. So, we were there, had the funeral, you know, the usual funeral-y things. It was sad, still sad, Grief is my new brand. It's not really new, but it's apparently on brand. I was telling Steve that, and he was laughing because of the truth of the matter. But, you know, if that's what you're here for, I've got heaps of it. So we went and did that. In the process of being there, got the rest of the supplies we needed for all of the fair things, because pre-fair judging here, even though the fair was not till the end of July, pre-fair judging was like the 16th of July. So I needed to help her, you know, have things together, and she just had this big like life event too. So that was a treat to try and organize everything. We did manage though to get all of her stuff together, very much all of it, for the fair. There were a few things she didn't do, but we honestly probably wouldn't have gotten to those items even if we'd been home. So the fact we got everything that we got done was amazing. So we needed to get back for her fair judging. So the kids and I left the day after the funeral, so that way we could ride the train back here. And my uncle picked us up in the wee hours of the morning, and then drove us back up to the farm because we took the train into Nebraska because it was like on the best train line for us. So get home, and we had been alerted by my uncle that there had been a storm that had gone through Kansas while we were gone, and through our town. Not like a tornado, but like severe straight line winds, somewhere between 60 and 90 mile per hour winds, and that there'd been a lot of damage potentially, and he had not been up here. So we had, while we were in California dealing with all the funeral stuff and whatever, we had called and had somebody come by the house to make sure that like everything was okay. And everything, they said there was just limb damage, no structural damage. So that was fine. Well, their version of limb damage, like we had some trees that snapped in half and a couple of trees, the full trees fell over. Yes, nothing hit anything important. Our vehicles weren't hit. Our house wasn't hit. But wow, when you're sleep deprived from having ridden for like 40 hours in a train with 3 kids, post-funeral, whatever, and you arrive at the house and like the state that our yard was in, yeah, it was a little shocking. So that has been something. I mean, it's been a good project for Steve since he's gotten home. So we came home without him. He stayed there a few more days. We did fair stuff and just like ignored the state of the yard and things because there wasn't anything I could really do by myself, and we needed to get the fair stuff done. Did that, got her through that. Then started working on the batch of fair stuff that was due the next week because it's not all due at the same time. And in the meantime, Steve came home because he had to go back to work and everything. And theoretically, life is back to normal-ish. But then the fair happened, like right after. So our schedule has yet to like fall into equilibrium. The fair happened this last week. My daughter did very well. She was very happy. I did not enter near as many items as I had planned on because I had a number of them in progress that I was working on and thought I had the month of July to make happen. They didn't, but I had plenty to take. So if you want to hear about that, that will all be in a video about the county fair that is on Hook by Happenstance. So I'll talk about the fair stuff for me there. But we got all her stuff done. We got through the fair. It was relatively uneventful as far as the fair is concerned. Life has not been uneventful on top of it, but that is a totally different issue. So yeah, we are now trying to get back on track and like do the things. And one of those things is vlogging. And I recognize that nobody else thinks I need to vlog every day but me and my family. Because like I've said before, this is good for me with the idea of like grief as a brand, right? I started vlogging 4 years ago. Well, this will be my 4th August. I'll put it that way. I started vlogging August 1st, 2016. And I did really good the first year about vlogging every day. And I did pretty good the second year. And then last year was real bad. But like, it makes sense to me why it was bad. I don't know. you would think there would be times before where it would have been worse that I wouldn't have vlogged, but I don't know. Brains are weird. So I found vlogging a really useful thing for me during that time when, like, life was getting crazy. When I started vlogging, my mom had already been diagnosed with lung cancer and was going through treatment for that. I had quit the job that I had uptown, one of which was a lot more work than it was worth for the amount I was getting paid, though I did believe in the cause I was working for. The other, I was also being underpaid for the amount of work and being taken advantage of by the people who owned the place, and it was just not a good situation for me. But, you know, came out of all of that and, like, figured things out, stopped working for other people, and realized that I could do a bunch of things for myself. So, in that time, I picked up a camera and started talking to myself every day, and I found that the routine of doing that was beneficial for me because theoretically I had an outlet, you know, shouting into the void, whether or not I actually talk about any of the, like, things that are going on in my life that might actually be, like, I don't know, I was gonna say issues, but they're not issues, like, the things that aren't necessarily my stories to tell, like when there's things that are going on with your family or outside things to your life, those aren't my stories to share on the internet, nor do I want to share them on the internet, but I can share the, like, little chunk of my life that I have deemed internet okay. I can share those things in the vlog. So, I started shouting into the void. Some people shout back. That's cool. It's interesting. I know that a lot of people like making videos because they like the community in the sense of they want to have the conversation and the interaction and they want full comment sections and, like, I don't know. I think some people like the attention aspect, and I just like the idea that somebody actually listened to the entire thought, theoretically. I mean, I guess you can turn off the video whenever you want, but, you know, just the idea of somebody not just being, like, glazed over at the topics that I find interesting. Because in my actual everyday life, the topics that I do share here, most of the crafty, canning, homemaking, like, sustainable-ish living stuff, all of that just apparently is uninteresting to the rest of the world. Even my extended family. Like, it's not a thing that anybody really wants to hear the details about. But I do find it interesting and I like talking about it. So instead of talking to people, well, people, you know, in the flesh, I talk to people in the camera. So I found that a useful thing to do as far as, like, having like an activity that kind of kept my day together. Like, or kept me together. Like, I needed to be together enough that I could make a vlog happen every day. And I also knew that if I stopped making a vlog every day, it would be much harder for me to make them intermittently, which I have found in the last year is very true. Once I let myself not do this for a day, it is harder to come back and do more of them than it is to just, like, suck it up, buttercup, and make it happen every day. So, I decided that I'm going to do VLOGUST. Steve and I talked about it, and we thought it was a good idea. He's offered to be a bit more involved. I think it will be good for all of us, right? That he will probably maybe film some segments in the garden and the yard and, like, what he's bringing in veggie-wise, because that's starting for us. So if you're interested in those things, there'll be more stuff about that. It's very difficult to film outside here because of the wind a lot of times, so the sound gets really weird. So a lot of his stuff, I think I'm going to do is just let him film because he doesn't necessarily understand the logistics of all of that. I'm just going to let him film whatever he wants, and I'm going to cut it down or whatever and use it in the vlog. I'll probably put music over the top and or voiceover stuff to explain better. So we'll play around with that, but I would like the idea of us being able to do more of it together. I mean, that was something we had planned on doing and then turned out it's very difficult because him and I are, like, we make things in very different ways. He likes a plan, and I like to follow my muse. I tend to just do better with creative endeavors when I just do what I feel like doing in the exact moment I'm in, which is why these things are sometimes a hot mess that I have to edit my way around, or y'all just get the hot mess, like, out there the way it is. But that is the plan, is that through August, at least, we're going to vlog every day. And I'm going to, I think there's going to end up being a 2-day turnaround just because it means that I don't have to freak out about internet issues, which have been a problem. We've been so lucky. The last, like, I don't know, I think it's been like 6 or 8 weeks, our internet has held out. We've actually had decent speeds and everything. And then the other day, it was like, we got a phone call on our phone at the house, which we don't get very often, but we had one. It worked. It was great. Whatever. I was on the internet. And then all of a sudden it just like stopped out of nowhere. And apparently the road crew was out cleaning up the road and the ditches, and they were clearing up stuff from the storm still because there's so much damage in our area that all of the city crews and county work and whatever, it's just taken them a while, which makes sense. To clean up all the tree damage. But anyways, they were cleaning ditches to clear out trees, and they knocked over a panel of some sort that affected our internet. They got it fixed. They tell me. And they're, or at least it's like band-aided, and they're supposed to fix it later this week. I don't know. But I hope they don't wreck my decent-ish internet, because I've really been enjoying, if not being able to upload, because I haven't had anything to upload, being able to, like, you know, watch things at a decent streaming rate. So I don't know. We'll see. But my plan is that I will be uploading a video every day in August. What I'm going to do to ensure that I have content and not feel stressed out, right? Because I'm trying to find, like, some kind of fail-safes for myself that will make it so I can make sure I have something to talk about every day, and, like, also give my brain something to think about within that. Then I can, like, build off it, because it just feels less, I don't know, scary, troublesome, annoying. I don't know what the right adjective is, but it feels less of like a problem if I have an idea. So I realized that this is going to be the 4th August that I'm vlogging. So I'm going to, every day in August, watch my vlogs from the previous 3 years, and I'm going to talk about them. So if you have not been watching the vlog from the beginning, this might be kind of an interesting thing for you, because you can kind of hear what's gone on. And I now have more editing tricks up my sleeve. I can like run videos over next to me, and I can even play the audio. Like, I know how to do things that I didn't know how to do at that time, which is one of the things that's been really awesome about daily vlogging, is I taught myself a lot of things. Do I do all of the video editing things that I'd like to do? No, I don't know how to do all of them, but everything I know how to do, I've kind of like self-taught my way into, which is how I do most things. Well, it wouldn't be filming a daily vlog if I didn't end up with some sort of technical difficulty now, would it? So, what just happened was I yammered on for like 18-ish minutes, which is when my camera clicks off. I didn't have a timer set because I didn't think I was going to yammer that long. Like, I should know better. I yammer sometimes, often. It depends. So, I didn't have a timer set, so I didn't know. Ordinarily, my camera like beeps or makes like a noise. Well, remember all that fair stuff I told you about? I film a lot of the judging that goes on so that my daughter can like see them. Because you know, when you're like in the moment of judging, you're paying attention to answering the questions, not necessarily like processing the questions that have been asked, so that you like know what went on. So I filmed that stuff, and I had turned all the sounds off on my camera so that it wouldn't be a distraction when I like turned the camera on for things. And I forgot to turn the sound back on, which meant that when my camera decided it had like had enough, it didn't alert me in a way that made any sense. So we're gonna film the send part again. I don't even remember what I talked about, so yeah, let's pick up from somewhere. I did check, so I was talking about vlogging. Oh, at one point I know I talked about and didn't mention yet that this strap is for some reason just like not working with me and staying put, which is frustrating. So I thought that doing VLOGUST would be beneficial for me, in addition to just like having a thing to latch onto and know what's going on, to help me like put things into the timeline, because one of the things that goes on for me when I am overwhelmed and stressed by life events is I am no longer able to like order things in time in my head, and the vlog helps with that. And it actually has been nice for me to be able to go back and look at some things and see like what orders things happened in or when they happened. I do reference my own vlogs from time to time just to like, you know, be able to like put a date on something. Or I'm like, I know this happened about the same time as the other life thing. Oh, I've vlogged about the other life thing, you know. So that's useful for me. So, you know, since it's my vlog, I will make the vlog that is most useful for me, right? So that is the plan, is to vlog every day. One of the things that I also will probably talk about is more, as I was mentioning, making my outfit myself, is more about my handmade wardrobe. I have been documenting that on Instagram. That was fun, but I think I'm going to try and document it in the VLOGUST thing. I'll talk about like what I'm wearing, and I'm trying to get back in to wearing a handmade wardrobe. So I had, through the month of June, been working on kind of pulling my handmade wardrobe together some more. I gave away a lot of my commercial clothes. And actually, when we went to California, even though it was spur of the moment, almost everything I took with me was handmade. The dress I wore to the funeral was not, but that was because I didn't have anything handmade that was like appropriate. Like when my side of the family does funerals, they're like luau's and parties, and like I wear my muumuu, and because that's my dress attire in the Hawaiian like tradition. But this was more conservative, and like Steve wore his suit and stuff, which only ever gets worn to funerals really anymore. We just don't really live like formal outfit suit kind of life, which is good. Like that's what we want, but we have the items so we can wear them when they are needed. So I wore a more like, I don't know, conservative, formal-ish black dress I had. But other than that, I basically just took handmade wardrobe stuff. Well, that means that we returned to Kansas with a suitcase full of basically a dirty handmade wardrobe, because I didn't have time to like wash my clothes there and then bring them home clean, which is what we did when we go on vacation. But since it wasn't a vacation, that didn't happen. So I came home with a bunch of clothes that weren't really clean. I wore what was clean, and then I had to resort to wearing things that were commercially made because I didn't have time to do laundry or anything. So I just made do with what I had. And what I realized from that process, and especially it became very apparent this morning when I put on this dress that I'd made myself, is that wearing a commercial wardrobe makes me sad. Well, I don't know if it makes me sad, but it makes me less happy than wearing stuff that I've made myself. Like when I put this dress on today, it was like, yay, I made this thing. And that feels good. So I want to make more of those things because I want to have more of those options, right? And just keep going that direction. Plus, like I said, I've been getting rid of things that I already had in my wardrobe, and a bunch of the things that I still have, because like all of my clothes are secondhand. I very rarely buy new clothes that are actually new. A lot of them are wearing out. So, you know, either things are coming to the end of their useful life, or I'm modifying some commercial clothes because I found that I enjoy doing that as well. So there'll be more of that hopefully coming up this month. I also plan to continue to work on things for my shop and my other channel, so Hook by Happenstance videos. I want to fill you in on what I'm filming. Why? Because it makes me accountable for the fact that I'm filming things, because I need to be filming things. Number one, because I want to put the content out. Like, I need to. I've made commitments to people that I will make content. I need to make content. But also, I want to be accountable for something. Like, that's a good thing, I guess. So, yeah. So that's going to help me. You all are going to help me. That's going to be nice. And the other thing I want to fill you in on this month is what I'm reading and listening to via audiobook and stuff. And not in like a review kind of sense. But mostly I just want to make sure that I'm like kind of staying on doing that. I've listened to a couple of books lately. I went through a little phase where I was having a hard time like focusing on that. And then obviously I just like lost the month of July. I ordinarily, like when I'm riding the train, I listen to podcasts or audiobooks the whole time. I listened to nothing on the train other than my kids. But I listened to nothing the whole time, which was just super weird. Both directions. I hardly crocheted, which is usually a good indicator of like my mental place. Either extreme of crocheting is bad. Like not crocheting at all is a bad place to be. And being like obsessive, like too much, is also an indicator usually of a bad situation or a deadline. But like, you know, that tends to stand out differently. Like there's a happy medium that I like to stay in, that feels good, that is beneficial to me and my like work. I don't know, whatever. There is a happy place. But I was not in the happy place. I was on like this end of it. So that was very weird. Yeah, I'm getting back, I think, into the swing of things. Just, that's really kind of the theme of this month and right now, is that like I want to try and normalize my life and our life as a whole as much as I can, because honestly the hits, they just keep coming, right? So the more normal I can like get things back to before anything else can happen, the better, because if the baseline starts higher, it's less of a drop. So that is the plan, and hopefully y'all will come along for the ride, and hopefully it'll be, I don't know, interesting or whatever. I mentioned before about the idea of why some people vlog and why I vlog and how it's beneficial to me. And I think I was talking about the idea of like creating community and like shouting into the void. And I am very much okay with the idea of just shouting into the void and knowing that like I kind of envision it like you're shouting off a mountain and the mountain just like absorbs it. Like I don't need like an echo or like things to come back. I just like knowing that I like screamed into the trees, and the trees just like that peaceful silence you get when you're like standing in a mountainous region, which if you live here, you don't really have experience of, but I have experiences of that from when we lived, especially in Northern California, of where you could stand on the edge of a lake or something and scream into the mountains, and like nothing would come back. It wouldn't echo. It would just peacefully absorb. So that's the way that I tend to look at the daily vlog, especially. I don't necessarily need people to comment on my life or how I do it or whatever. Like, I'm usually, unless I say something specifically, not really looking for advice or opinions. It is nice to know when things resonate with people, if that is something that is beneficial to them. Like, if commenting makes you feel good, then by all means comment. Like, that makes me happy, because then, like, we're all getting something good out of it. But also comment knowing that I might not comment back, because, yay, social anxiety. Commenting back on YouTube videos in the 3 years or whatever, however long I've been doing this, in the time that I've been making these, has become more and more difficult to me as the number of people who watch and comment and stuff has changed and grown over time. Replying to comments has gotten weirder for me. And it's not like I have a big audience or anything. It's just, I don't know. It just is a thing. So, I always worry that what I say is going to be misinterpreted, so it gets weird about commenting back. But I do read all the comments. I enjoy getting them if that is of any value to you. But, like, don't feel the need to comment, because I probably won't comment back. And I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. And some days I do. Like, some days I feel really like, I don't know, I'm in a mood and I want to do it. And most days I'm not. So, that's kind of where that stands. And hopefully you're okay with that. And if you're not, then you're probably not in the right place. There's a lot of things like that about me, where if you're not okay with whatever, then you're probably not in the right place. And I'm okay with that. So, anyways, I don't think I just re-babbled on about the things I babbled on about the first time, but I babbled on about plenty. I was originally going to put the video of our trip in the middle of June at the end of this, but I realized that I've talked for a really long time. This video is really long for a vlog. So what I'm going to do is just end this video here, and then tomorrow I will post the video of us camping, and then the day after it will begin VLOGUST. So that's kind of how I think that I'll make this work. So you will see August 1st video 2 days from now. But they will be coming out every day. I won't promise a time they'll be out because that's too much. But they will be out every day, hopefully during the daytime hours, Central Time. But sometimes my life gets such that I can't do the things while my kids are up. So then I do them all at night after everybody goes to bed. We'll just see. You just never know what you're going to get. Hopefully you enjoy this month, and hopefully this month reinvigorates me and us as a family, and hopefully will reinvigorate you in some way and get you all up to speed on what's gone on around here previous VLOGUST. So with that in mind, I will see you tomorrow, but it'll be Kendra from the past. And then I will see you the next day, and it'll be Kendra from the future right now. So have a good whenever you see this, and I will talk to you all next time. Nighty night!